All right, everybody, I'm gonna make a quick video of my BIOS setup and what I run every day. And this is nothing, special for a CPU. This is just a SP104. All right, so this is a 1390KS on the Z790 Apex, and it is direct die. I'll show you guys what I'm running here. We'll run a few tests just so you can see. What am I gonna open up? Let me see. All right, here we go. All right, so I let it run 6 to 6.3 gigahertz on 4 cores, up to 4 cores at once. And the E cores are at 4.7. And of course the ring, I just got it at 5 or 5.1, really doesn't matter. This is DDR5 8000. This is on the this is on the 48 gigabyte kit. All right. So we'll run a Cinebench. Let you guys see these temps while it's running. All right. It's like 59 to 65. Okay. I mean, this is a pretty heavy overclock. You can see that power consumption. It's like 344 watts. And it scored about 44.5. Okay. There's no high priority. My phone keeps losing focus. These things don't have autofocus for some reason. So anyways, you can see these temperatures here. Runs fairly cool. Nothing crazy. My water temperature is 68 Fahrenheit. So that's not anything that crazy, okay? It gets up to, into the 70s. And if you take a look, 68 Fahrenheit to Celsius, you can see that's about 20 Celsius, okay? But sometimes it does get warmer than that. But this is on direct eye, okay? We'll run CPU Z. Let you guys take a look here. All right, so you can see this is my pretty much the profile that I run, and we'll do a benchmark here. This setup is stable for anything. Very nice. The memory, everything. It's a work computer and also like a gaming computer, so I need it to be stable for everything I'm doing. All right, so all right, we'll take a look at my BIOS settings. Alrighty. All right, so first things first, we will take a look at a few things I do keep off. All right, I do leave the actual VMX virtualization. I have that disabled. Another thing I do disable is the VTD. I disabled that as well. One very important thing here is you want to make sure you enable C states, okay? So you want to go here. You want to make sure you turn your C states to enabled, and you can disable the enhanced C state. That just allows the CPU to run at 800 megahertz when it's idle. So it'll go from like 6 gigahertz to 800, and it'll kind of flicker between the two. I'm not a big fan of that, so I leave that disabled. I just run my XMP profile, And I do have the multi-core enhancement set to enable to remove all limits. And then of course I have my memory set to DDR5 8000. And I changed the performance core ratio to by core usage. I set 63 for the first 4 cores and then 60 for all 8. The efficiency cores, I just sync them, and then I set those to 47. And then under my the Digi section here, I have my load line to level 6. And of course, you know, I do have my timings, you know, messed with a little bit, nothing crazy, right? This is a memory profile that is stable with literally no fan. These things can get, you know, 56 Celsius and they will run through anything. So that's how I run them for now. They're very well, very fast. It's a very, very good profile. My memory's not on water cooling or anything like that yet, so that's how I run these. Let me see, what am I missing here? Okay, another thing, ring on 50 or 51. If I set mine on 50, my chip has slightly less voltage demand. So that's the only reason why I run mine at 50. Again, this is just an SP104. This isn't some super CPU. So if I set this to 51, it does increase the voltage demand just a tiny bit, and it uses a tiny bit more power. Not that it really matters, you know, but it does affect this chip a little bit. So I just kind of set it to 50 because it's a better trade-off. So one thing you want to do, global core SVID, I set this to adaptive. All right, I put my negative offset, okay, and then of course I set the offset voltage. In this case, I've got this at 0.06900, and this is perfect for this chip right here. This is absolutely perfect. I actually do a little more than this. This is under really any situation, it's going to be stable regardless. So system agent, got this about 1.25 volts, as you can see, and you know, memory voltage is just 1.35, and these are on auto as well. All right, so again, this is my daily profile, and this thing will boost to 6.3 gigahertz, and it runs like a monster. It is such a good profile. I tell you, it is stable in anything I can throw at it. I'm not running crazy cold water. You know, my water gets up to like 23, 24 Celsius, and you know, usually hovers anywhere between like 18 and 23 usually. But this profile is perfect, and this chip is very well suited for it. If you have, I think just about any KS is good as the next one. I've tested 3 of these things so far, and every KS I've tested all hit the same limits, right, of that all-core overclock. They're all going to hit that 6.1, and you know, some of them can do it with a little bit less voltage, but they all do kind of hit that wall. So, and I've tested an SP104, I've tested the SP117s, so that should give you an idea. If you do have a 1300 KS, no matter what it is, if you put it on direct die and you have good cooling, you can set up a profile like this, okay? And this profile will run whatever you can throw at it. So, of course, if you have an all-in-one cooler, it's going to get overwhelmed. It's not going to work out. This is 340 something watts of power, and you need to have good cooling to be able to sustain this. If you have those things, this profile will absolutely work for you. If you don't, you know, it may be, it probably will work okay for something like, you know, just gaming, maybe something like that. I definitely wouldn't recommend running any Cinebench or heavy multi-threaded stuff like that. But in my case, you know, I run it like this for work, gaming, all sorts of stuff. But yes, I, you know, try not to stress this thing too much, but it's absolutely stable and whatever. Let me turn on my, okay, it is on. Let me open up hardware info real quick. This game is probably one of the funnest. Let you guys just see what that power usage is like when running something like this. You see we launched Battlefield, and I think it hit about 133 watts. All right. Any KS can do this, guys. Any KS, direct eye, decent large radiator and stuff like that, and yeah, it'll absolutely do it. Only got one hand. Oh, perfect. You can see we're peaking at about 190 watts there. You guys can see that water temp, 71 Fahrenheit. Man, I almost had that guy. And there's that water temp, 73. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call that video. I hope this was beneficial. And matter of fact, let me see what that is. What is 73 to C? 22.7 Celsius. Okay, so I know you can get really good water temps with just a radiator. So if you don't have a chiller, by all means, just use your radiator. That's what I used to use before I used a water chiller. I don't use any radiators at all right now. But anyways, those were my BIOS settings. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.